My career in martial arts started really young. I was 12, 13, 14 when I shifted between arts. But in MMA, it actually started in 2003 when I fought my first event in England.
I started Jiu-Jitsu 18 years ago just because I was thinking it was nice, and I never planned to be a fighter. Then I started to watch fights from Vanderlei Silva, and Minotauro and the Pride. Then I was thinking, I should try to do MMA. Then I started 7 years ago.
Royce Gracie was the first one to step into the octagon. He was a average body guy, like 80 kilos, fighting massive guys. I'm Brazilian, so I follow a little bit more of these guys. Their life is inspiring. They got into the sport to change their life or their family lives, and they succeeded.
Friends from my city, which I saw when I was young, and I wanted to be like this guy. And they have famous inspiration like Minotauro, and another guy is Vanderlei Silva. I started MMA because watching these two guys.
Here in UAE, we got UAE Warriors. That's becoming an amazing event. But UFC is today the main goal of any MMA fighter.
My goal is find some big competition to fight, like UFC or ONE FC or Bellator or anyone. I wish get a chance to fight there.
I moved to Dubai almost 9 years ago, and that's when I was first exposed to the UFC. We were watching it on OSN, and I was like, what is this? This is amazing. And I was immediately a fan. Royce Gracie, who coincidentally I've met, and he knows my name. And Uriah Faber, who I met. Stefan Struve, who I met, Baz Rutten, although he was before my time, but I went back and watched some of his. And then today it would be the Anthony Pettis's and the Jose Aldo, and there's so many. It's basically whoever's exciting to watch. A few years ago, there was a UFC fight in Abu Dhabi. But in attendance, just watching the fight, were some of my favorite fighters. And then at the end of the evening, when we made our way out to the parking lot, we saw a bus. And I don't know how we got it in our head that this was the bus that was going to transport the UFC fighter guests like Uriah Faber and Stefan Struve back to their hotel. Someone said, hey, let's get on that bus. We did get on, and there were some people on there, I don't know who they were, and they were kind of looking at us, and we were trying to act like, we're supposed to be there. And we just eventually got bored, and we're like, I guess this is not their bus, and we got off. I understand that some people think it's brutal and aggressive, but you could say the same for boxing, for rugby, for American football. Even though it is a hardcore combat sport, it's still an art and it's still a discipline, and I respect that. And it's just thrilling to watch, and the fighters know what they're getting into.
We can't lie about it. It is brutal. It is violent. It's a fight. You have to get trained for years and years to be able to perform and protect yourself. Before, we used to have barely any rules. At first UFC, it was more like a gladiator, and now it became a real sport, where people really prepare.
I believe you're going to get there in the cage, only you and another guy, and the judge is there to stop the fight anytime if you cannot protect yourself. So everyone which is there to fight is ready to do.
MMA means mixed martial arts. It means that you have to mix different styles and get into a ring and prove yourself against another guy that is doing the same. They should get professional first in a few other subjects, a few other martial arts like boxing, their background needs to be solid.
To be a fighter, you have to you know, you need to learn many things about you, about yourself, about respect your body, about respect the others. If you wanna try MMA just for having fun, yeah, you can find a good gym and punch some bags, and yeah. But if you wanna do for professional, you have to work hard, because it's not easy. Every day is the challenge, you know.